Jambo, we are recording this video from Nairobi, and today we want to talk about the habits of high performance that lead to purposeful living. Before the world starts asking things from you, give something to yourself. Before the emails, before the messages, before the deadlines, before social media tells you what everyone else is doing, give yourself a moment to decide what you're going to do. Because here is something many of us don't realize. That the first battle of your day is often the battle for your attention. And if everybody else gets your attention first, you may spend the rest of the day reacting instead of living intentionally. High performers understand this. They don't necessarily wake up early than everybody else, but they learn to own the beginning of their day. Picture this. Your alarm rings, you reach for the phone. You only intend to check one message, but there is another notification, then another. You check social media. Someone is already at the gym. Someone has announced a promotion. Someone is traveling. Someone appears to be winning at life, and you haven't even left your bed. Then you check your email. Now you're thinking about work. Someone needs something urgently. Someone has a problem. Someone wants an answer. Within 15 minutes of waking up, your mind belongs to everybody except you. And you haven't prayed, and you haven't planned, and you haven't even asked yourself what actually matters today. That's a reactive morning. And reactive mornings often create reactive days. Now, I want to make something very clear. High performance isn't about waking up at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. every morning. You don't need a medal because your alarm rings before sunrise. And sacrificing the sleep your body needs isn't a shortcut to success. The important question isn't, how early did you wake up? The best question is, how intentionally did you begin? For one person, that might be at 5:30. For another, it might be at 6:30. For somebody working different schedule, their morning may look completely different. The principle remains the same. Don't begin your day accidentally. Remember Jesus and the quiet mornings? They are a beautiful example in this scripture. Mark chapter 1, verse 35 tells us, very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where he prayed. Think about the demands surrounding Jesus. People wanted healing. People wanted answers. His disciples needed him. Crowds were looking for him. There was always somewhere to go and someone who needed something. Yet, before stepping out into those demands, Jesus withdrew. He prayed. He connected with the Father. There is something powerful about that. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do before entering a noisy world is to become quiet. And so, we have to win the first few minutes. Your morning doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need a 17-step routine. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need a perfect journal. Start simply. Before reaching for your phone, pause. Pray. Drink some water. Stretch. Read scripture. Write down what matters today. Maybe ask yourself 3 questions. What must I accomplish today? Who do I need to be today? What can I surrender to God today? 10 intentional minutes can change the direction of the next 10 hours. And so we need to decide before distraction arrives. One of the most powerful habits of high performance is deciding what's important before everything becomes urgent. Because urgency is loud. Purpose is often quiet. Your phone will beep. Emails will arrive. Problems will appear. People will ask you your attention. If you haven't already decided what matters, the loudest thing will usually win. That's why planning is powerful. That is why planning is powerful. Before the day gets busy, identify your most important priorities. Not 20 things, maybe 3. And among those 3, ask, if I accomplish only one important thing today, what should it be? Now, your day has direction. Again, stop starting with comparison. There is another reason to protect your morning. Comparison. Imagine waking up feeling perfectly fine about your life, then spending 20 minutes looking at everyone else's highlight reel. Suddenly, your house isn't good enough. Your career isn't moving fast enough. Your body doesn't look good enough. Your business isn't growing fast enough. Your life suddenly feels behind. Nothing changed in 20 minutes except what you were looking at. Be careful what receives the first attention of your day. Before consuming everybody else's life, remember your own. And so let's build a morning anchor. Instead of trying to create a perfect morning routine, create what I call a morning anchor. Sometimes small, that brings you back to who you are and what matters. Your anchor could be a prayer, a scripture, quiet reflection, writing your priorities, a short walk, preparing yourself calmly for the day. The exact activity isn't the point. The point is consistency. When life becomes unpredictable, your anchor reminds you, I may not control everything that happens today, but I can choose how I enter it. Thus, preparation creates peace. Have you noticed how different life feels when you are prepared? Your clothes are ready, your bag is packed, your priorities are written down, you know where you need to be, you know what needs your attention. Preparation reduces unnecessary chaos. And here is the beautiful thing. Some of your best mornings are actually created the night before. Prepare, then rest. Wake up knowing that you don't have to solve your entire life before breakfast. You simply need to take the next faithful step. And so let's give ourselves some challenge. So here is a challenge for you and I. Tomorrow morning, don't try to change your entire life. Give yourself the first 10 intentional minutes. No scrolling, no comparison, no unnecessary noise. Pause, pray, think, plan. Ask God for wisdom for the day ahead. Then identify the most important thing you need to accomplish. Try it consistently. Not because a magical morning routine guarantees success, but because intentional days begin with intentional decisions. As we bring this discussion to a close, the habits of high performance, let's realize that high performers don't necessarily control every hour of their day. Life happens, plans change, emergencies appear, but they learn to protect what they can control. And one of those things is how they begin. Remember Mark 1:35 we read earlier. Before the crowds, before the demands, before the work, Jesus found a quiet place. So tomorrow, before the world starts asking something from you, give your first moments to God. Give yourself direction and step into that day with purpose, because you don't need a perfect morning. You need an intentional one. This is Wonder One Just channel. Stay faithful, stay intentional, keep rising with purpose. So today, like, share, and go to the comment section and tell us one of the habits you have picked that you'll be adopting. Thank you so much.